It's about 10:10 Pacific time. I just realized this headset may not work for this. Monday, January 22nd, 2018. I've either had a major breakthrough or I've set myself up for a major clusterfuck. I'm not sure which yet. I had gotten a call back from FBI Counterintelligence Division head last week, and I called him back today. And Charles and I had a lengthy conversation. He wants me to come to the other coast and meet with him in person. I've sent him some documentation to verify the validity of my statements, and he seems to be taking an active interest in getting me to Mueller and into a safer haven, or at least that was the preliminary discussion. So we'll see how it unfolds. Fortunately, when it comes to the FBI, it's just, for me, always been one big let me just say, you just never know with them, because when they indicate one thing, sometimes they'll come back and do something completely of a different paradigm, for whatever reasons that occurs. I'll leave it at that. But my experience with them over many decades now, as a federal contractor and otherwise, a broadcaster, humanitarian, and being born into government, so literally almost out of the cradle, meeting Secret Service and FBI. That's been my life. It hasn't been would be considered the normal lifestyle. It's more of, unfortunately, the cloak and dagger spy world. I love what I do in entertainment. I love a lot of the things that I've done as a patriot and a humanitarian on behalf of my country. In fact, it's been an honor, a privilege to be called upon to be involved in helping diplomatic relations in foreign nations. It's also been a major pain in the ass and has landed me up in foreign prisons on life sentences multiple times. Fortunately, I know a lot of people, and when you make phone calls to the right people, stuff can happen. There are thousands of reasons why I shouldn't be standing here alive today, based on the types of things that I've had to be involved in. Many not by choice. Sometimes it wasn't even disclosed what I was doing there until I got there, except I was going there for one reason, which turned out to be the cover story, and wasn't the reason at all. Going back to when I was a teenager, working with ABC and Golden West, and all that wonderful all-expense-paid trip that turned into be a CIA fact-finding mission. I ended up on a ship with CIA. God, that was just so not fun. But it did result in me working with the UN as a result of what I saw in Central America during the war with the Sandinistas and Nicaraguans, and the benefit Rock for the Americas through UNICEF and the UN that I orchestrated at ABC, because I was so devastated seeing 8 and 10-year-olds carrying automatic rifles who could have killed me at any second, because that's what they were trained to do in protecting the cartels, drugs, and in finding hostages of net worth for high ransoms. And I certainly could have fallen into either category as a news reporter at that time. It was life-changing. As a teenager, to be surrounded by machine guns and machetes nearly lose your life over $25 was not a fun experience, and it was very eye-opening. But it's led me on a journey of epic proportions where I've been blessed to be able to help and teach and influence people in positive ways around the world. And so for that, I am so very blessed. The other parts, not so much. I've had to live off grid now for more than 24 months around the country. The Department of Justice, FBI, and others recommended that I leave the country a couple of years ago when they started checking out some of my claims on international intel hacking. It's hard to tell a broadcast news reporter to go into hiding and shut up, let alone leave your own country. These have been enormously difficult periods and pills for me to swallow, but I have come to the realization that it's time for me to leave Hollywood, Southern California, complete some tasks here in the U.S. and the Midwest and on the East Coast that I've obligated myself to. And being a person of my word, I do keep promises. But to know that the steps beyond that, and they're coming very rapidly, I have to decide where in the world it's safe for a guy like me to live, is not an easy decision. Based on more things that I'm caring to discuss at this time. But let me just say that whether I'm in the U.S. or around the world, I'm still in touch with my offices here in the United States, and they will know how to contact me anywhere in the world. And we're still going to do the Concert for World Peace, as I was very clear with the Department of Justice and the FBI today. And we're going to bring in a lot of high-level intel, because I'm really good at that, and I need a safe event. So if you're coming to Concert for World Peace, here are some rules. You will not be allowed to bring a device in. You can buy one from us for a commemorative edition and use it while there and keep it, but you cannot bring in a device of any kind. You will not be able to even bring in medications. You'll have to send your prescriptions in ahead, and we have to approve them to make sure that there's nothing that could cause problems at our event. Yes, things can be disguised as medications now. Shocking, but true. We've had to really think through the security aspects of this beyond normal concerts, because the Concert for World Peace represents change, and unfortunately for warmongers, change is not what they want. They want destruction, and people who make big bucks on weapons contracts aren't for peace either. So there's a lot of people diametrically opposed to world peace. There's not a lot of profit in peace for them. Hopefully we can move them into new industries. The Concert for World Peace is going to be like a Live Aid event. It's intended to run May 31st through June 6th. May 31st through June 6th, 2019. And it's intended to be broadcast in 360 virtual reality. So if you can't attend, you can still get the right gear and watch it as if you were there. And because we intend to do it in multiple cities, if we cut away from an act that's scheduled in a city or country that you really like, you can, for an extra fee, see that on a closed circuit feed through networks that we will have in place for this event. This will be one of the most prolific broadcasts because we plan on bringing the A-list of entertainment, from singers and performers to actors, actresses, models, fashion, sustainable living information, educators, biologists, people who can talk factual truths and not propaganda. It's time we got honest with one another about the world. If we don't figure out how to coexist No one wins World War III except those who make the bombs and know how to avoid them and when they'll be used. The rest of you, not so much. And if you look at the Georgia Guidestones, you can Google this, you'll see the Illuminati plan's been up for years, decades, actually been in plan for a couple of centuries, to take the world population down to 200 million. That means over 7 million people get genocide. Target date is 9/19/19. We have time to make change if you start now and start lobbying your world leaders for peace and for humanitarian rights, or insist on a change in your government. We will help. Disaster Relief Inc. is an NGO, non-government organization, working with governments around the world as a nonprofit for humanitarian interest. And Disaster Relief Inc. is putting on a concert for world peace. So you can help us with your donations, tax deductible, and you'll feel good that you pitched in for peace. Do your part. You can send donations to Disaster Relief Inc., 11,000 Wilshire Boulevard. It's Wilshire Boulevard, number 24, 1971, Los Angeles, California, 90024. Donations raised will help put on the event. The money is raised from concert ticket sales and video streams and music, etc. will benefit the rainforests. It'll benefit alternative medicines and solutions. It will benefit green technologies, recycling, sustainable living, clean air, food and water, and globalization of healthcare that no matter where you're at on planet Earth, if you're from planet Earth, you're not an alien, and you deserve your equal right for good health care. Through the UN and through countries pitching in their portion, we can solve a lot of the world's health problems immediately by getting people good food, air, water, and ways to heal versus putting them on synthetics that they'll never heal from. They'll just spend a lot of money to hopefully feel a little better with their prolonged or short illnesses. It's time we start to tell the truth. It's time we get manners back. It's time we get over whose God is better. Let you believe in your God. Let me believe in my God. And let's not impose on each other. Let's not judge. In fact, if you want to even get over the God thing, let's just talk Creator. The Creator created all this wonderfulness, and with our free will, we're on the verge of destroying it. And if you really Google, you'll find out this is extinction number 6. It's now when the student is ready, the teacher's peers. Life's in motion. You get one take at every moment. There's no second takes. But you get it right, or you can have hell on earth, or you can do it over again. Because guaranteed, there's more than you understand at this moment about infinity to infinity. Be blessed. And if you can also help us with the production, security, booking acts, performing, raising money, you can contact us. disasterreliefinc@gmail.com, or you can also try and call me, as long as they have these phones in my possession, 424-310-9718 or 9720. We are looking for very talented professionals to pull off a very historic, life-changing event, a concert for world peace. Please join us.